A deeper mystery. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. In the Navy, soldiers march. Left, right, left, right. Their behaviors trained so well, and their bodies indoctrinated, which with such strength and vigor and power. And sailors still make mistakes like everyone else now. They've got MP military police. My friend Chuck, growing up, used to talk about during port visits, especially in the Southeast Asia, they'd have military police in charge for when sailors would make mistakes with locals or do some dumb and idiotic mistake. They'd cause problems, basically, in other words. And in the world, in the United States of America, with a larger planet outside, below, around the United States of America, called Earth. There's this growing decision, there's this incessant need people have to get rid of the police. And I don't do drugs, I don't sell illegal objects, I don't go many other places than the University of Washington library and the grocery store. And to the post office to mail my mom something once in a while. And to the mental health provider required to live in this building I have as my residence now in my apartment, with my apartment. A social worker counselor whose voice I have to hear every 2 weeks and whose mustached feminine face I have to stare across towards, similar to the voices you've got to hear or anybody has to live amongst in this neighborhood called Capitol Hill in Seattle, Washington, where everybody and everyone explain everything. They're already here now. The smartest, most intelligent, most genius, most brilliant, and most expansively futuristic and awesome with their social bonds, their group calm, and their positive outlook for the wall, the color, and the light. They talk sweet to each other. They yell and scream disgusting words in the middle of the night. They buy crack. They share some meth. They love alcohol. And they go to the gym and work. And drive down the block and ride on over towards the waterfront. And have burglaries and men who are scary and women who are violent, depressed and sad, angry. Boys who are gangsters and thuggishly brutal. In this context, with the police removed, there's a tribal law and order. There's a justice seen with faces and rules felt in the bones, cracking. With the viciousness ringing in the skull from violence. Described as the bad racists getting what they deserved. The stupid, fat and ugly slut tasting the cement with her lipstick and her frown. From the perspective of a college graduate, from the mind and the brain and the thinking and the thought, from a philosopher, the world I'm talking about, restricted to the social awareness and limited to their control over evil and their denial of failure. The Chinese have a similar system. The Russians have a similar system. Strong people, fast people. You don't need no people out there risking their lives anymore. You just make the important folks, those they call people, have attention, consciousness, and a strategy with tactics and plans. To keep emotions balanced and maintained and positive. Destroying the negativity and letting the trees grow naturally and the grass tall with the babies and the children 6 feet into the air. A deeper mystery has to do with the organization of the police department here now in Seattle and elsewhere. And how not any of the people yelling and screaming, cheering each other on, along with stimulus and behavior, have explained to the communities they want to eradicate these people from, these folks from, in the world, better off without them, these people say, who also want the mayor to go away, resign, who want to just talk and talk and talk and talk and stare and stare and stare and then be conscious. Kind of like a triangle. And then when someone gets sick and tired of that routine and that pattern and that misdirection, they go to the hospital. They go to the doctor. They get doctored. They get surgeoned. And most obviously, psychiatry. They get a psychologist, social worker, hijab woman, man with some facial feature from a 1980s movie to straighten them out, fix their disarray. The mystery with not solving why what they're telling everyone to do now can't be done with those people in place now. And then, at the conclusion of what they're talking about now, their removal left, their dismissal right, out of infinity. Nobody's saying why they're so scared of someone standing in front of them while they're supposedly making peace and love and safety all around. Requiring the elimination of death initially, removing dying from the choices a police officer has to make during their arrest, during their investigation. People go with them like volunteers go now. And a lot like the volunteers right now, it gets to be repetitive over and over. The persistence to talk, speak, use language, and say letters with the body included, gestures, doesn't introduce any new opportunity.